song that I inexplicably like, that I'm afraid to even interrupt. But I guess I'm not the only one. Apparently a million other people listen to this fucking song. A Netflix Korean show called Squid Games that everyone's fucking seen, that I definitely have seen, so there's no point spoiling it for me in the chat, because I'm not even looking at chat. Fuck you. Hopefully, if we're lucky, the Asians who are not Japanese will save us from Hollywood and start making their own shows, because I don't have to care if Korean women are horrifically abused and Korean actors are horrifically abused. I don't have to care about that because they're Korean and they're from a different country than me, so it's not my problem. Basically, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm watching that like everybody else. Apparently, someone called me a Zoomer for watching Squid Games, but motherfucker, you recognize the song, so you also have been watching Squid Games. So there's no lip here. Don't give me any fucking lip, chat. Chat, if that even is your real name. So as we enter fall, there's nothing happening on the whole garden and pigeon system has been neatly tied up. I had my sandwich. I ate pizza today. I'm down to 116.4 kilograms. That's like another half kilogram, another pound lost. So that's 156.6 pounds. And I think that's it for my maintenance. Oh, only thing worth mentioning really is that I bought that when the coin sale ran in fucking February or March. I bought a new server for our cluster because I was going to move the Matrix, our chat system, and I was going to move the Fediverse to it. And it took months and months and months for them to make it because everything's silicon related, all microprocessors, whatever the fuck. It was like a microchip shortage, and apparently they just couldn't get the parts. Then they finally got the parts for my computer, mailed it, and then by the time that arrives, it's literally in the middle of the fucking Vue shit. So we're getting DDoS, and there's no point even trying to set it up because everything is like completely shut down. So I've only just now gotten the server set up. I passed it off to Crunklord, and he's in the process of moving over the Git repository, our Matrix chat, and the Fediverse instance to the new server. And then hopefully once the new server is set up, we can actually set up the PeerTube instance as well and try that out. I'm not sure what to expect with that. But I even got like an email from someone who's a fan of like Bro Team saying that Bro Team is interested in setting up like a Yoba TV, and Yoba.tv, which is for Baked Alaska. That is also a PeerTube instance, and his PeerTube instance runs fantastic. So I'll see what that looks like, but I'm pretty excited to see how it goes along. I might have to update the bandwidth consumption, but I've been trying to get that done for fucking months, so who knows. Huge pain in the ass. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. We're getting DDoS still, but it's like layer 7 stuff that I can scrub out using Cloudflare and stuff. I'm not sure what they're mad about. I guess they just do it because it's like whatever, you know. Why not randomly out of all the sites, like why not just randomly try to shut down the forum, right? Because the forum stays up, so even if you're not like politically motivated, I guess you could do it just for like a test, like, oh, this site stays up and people don't want it up. I wonder if I can bring it down. But yeah. So since my site is up, and since Lotax is no longer the owner of Something Awful, I can do a victory lap around him, right? So since he's lost Something Awful, and I guess he needs money. I don't know what he needs. He's like a mama's boy, right? And mommy takes care of him, and he has a lot of money just from selling Something Awful to the people who to use that site. He has been caught doing photo shoots of a transgender person. And when I say a transgender person, I don't mean one of the good ones. You know, a tidy trad wife transgender person on Twitter, a respectable member of the LGBTQIP plus community. I am talking about a black or Latino, I don't know what the fuck it is, dick girl prostitute from St. Louis, Missouri. Missouri, and because he's from Missouri, and I guess he just hooked up with this random T girl from literally like an escort service in St. Louis, and invited this person over to his house, which is owned by his mother, and which is where he has his children come over when they come over to visit. And we have conclusively proven that that Low Tax is doing this. So really, really, actually, I can show you this picture. I guess this picture isn't too lewd. The rest are just pictures of its ass. And I don't want to show that on stream for various reasons, not just because YouTube doesn't want me to. Here we go. So this is what we're looking at right now. Oh, why is my screen not cropped? Ha, I'm using the wrong one, I think. No, that one doesn't want to work at all. Okay, whatever. So that's what we're dealing with. And like, it's really obvious that they've had a ton of surgery done. They have that face, and I don't even know how to describe the face of these people, because it's sort of like a plastic mold. It really feels like a thing comes down and like impresses on their face and shapes it to like this this standard that exists for like Hollywood actors and stuff. This is what a man who grew up a man and who only understands women as a man believes like the ideal woman looks like. You know what I mean? Like if you're someone, like if you have no concept of like femininity beyond what you jerk off to, this is what you think a woman should look like, or that's what he tried to achieve at least. So it's just like huge implants. You can see when they do butt shots, I'm not going to put that on the thing, but you can tell that they have like these plates embedded, like these subdermal plates embedded to give them like a rounder butt. And then they have like the face that just looks like every trans face ever. Like that face that he has bolted on looks identical to the face of like Blair White. It's completely the same fucking face, pretty much. And they all try to look like this. This is ideal to them. I'm trying to fit this thing. I don't know why my transform is broken, but I have now fixed it. Oh, I probably resized it for Life is Strange, I bet. So that's the Low Tax update. I am subscribed to his court case in Missouri, and he's like still embroiled in some sort of like legal battle over visitation rights to his child because he was labeled like a domestic abuser. And and the speculation that this isn't just for like money, like he's desperate for cash, comes from this quote that I have because I put it in that little montage that I did for Low Tax, like at New Year's Eve this year. And I'll play that quote, or I'll play that video. No, wait, that's the wrong one. That is, yeah. Okay. I should re-upload this somewhere. I have a copy of this thanks to someone on the forum, but this was a pretty well edited video that I could and should re-upload. Okay.
The people, it's so easy to tell the people from Kiwi Farms because they're the ones who are constantly over-analyzing everything in my life because they do not have a life of... They don't.
You know what? I should just play this again. The entire thing. It's only 2 minutes long, and I'm really proud of it because I slapped it together and edited it. Fuck it, I'll just let it play. Just to remind you guys what Low Tax was like back in the good old days when Low Tax was like on a crusade against his own website, and they fucking hated him for it. It's almost like a fond memory now.
Have a life themselves, so they have to live through me. Live through me, Kiwi Farms. Bunch of retards. Yeah, I said retards. I mean, I've found trans people to be sexy. I've watched trans videos before. They're hot.
When he said that, when I was clipping this, I thought that he was just trying to pander to like the trannies on Something Awful. And now I just think he actually wants to fuck trannies.
By the way, guess my wife is in a shelter. My wife is in a battered woman's shelter. Because apparently, I'm a Nazi. Everybody here is a Nazi, and I am the leader of the Nazi party. You guys can post about like hating me in here, and I will ban you in real time. You're gone. That is, this is live ban. Oh, okay, this guy gets banned. Yep, getting rid of this guy. Wow! I haven't been drinking, so... Is this ban worthy? What do you guys think? I'm gonna leave this up to you. Okay, I'll get rid of this guy too, because he's just empty clothes. I'm violently transphobic now. I'm a transphobic Nazi. Live ban. Okay, this person goes absolutely having a meltdown. I'm going crazy here. Have you just thought about logging off, as funny as this shit is? No, this is actually entertaining. Nobody is telling me who the transphobes are. Everybody hates me. You guys are all Nazis, and you all hate trans people, just like me. I took a break from hating transsexuals and loving Nazis to show you my pig penis. Clipping gold mine, yeah. Someone's gonna take all this stuff and put it together. That will be cool. I can't wait for that. I just wanted to stream some video games, but instead I became Hitler.
An experience we can all relate to. I really remember that stream very fondly. And someone was asking, who's the Spurg? That's Lotax. That's the guy who ran Something Awful for like the entirety of its existence. He ran it for like 20 fucking years, bro. Yeah, he in case you're like new and you're just listening, like you picked this horrible podcast up halfway, like years after I started. That is Lotax. That is the owner of Something Awful, and he started spiraling really hard after his old friend Schmorky, who made a couple viral Flash animations for Something Awful back in the day. He started spiraling real hard. He got addicted to pills and shit. And he had like several divorces. One was with like an Asian woman, and then like 2 different white wives. So he's like a proper Ethan Ralph. He's like set up these franchises with all these women, and then he had like a falling out with them, and now he's in child support battles with all of them, and he's living at home, and he lost his forum because basically the deal was with Something Awful that his own community hated him so much because they're so far left that it's crazy, and they hated him. And someone who had like Bitcoin money or some shit and who is very far left like them basically bought it and took it over, and he runs it now. So good memories, very good memories. All that, the stream I did on Schmorky, the fucking Amanda stuff, like Schmorky's ex being fucking psycho and being on the forum, that was funny. That interview I did with his bipolar disorder girlfriend right before he ended up losing the forum, that was funny. That was good shit. That was good content. I'm fondly reminiscing on this at this point. Everything is like people trying to be so anti-humor these days. Puts you in the mood for a good old trash fire. And it's especially enjoyable because like Something Awful was like a 20-year-old empire, right? It's like one of the oldest internet properties ever, and it's still around. And I got to watch it live fall apart. That's impressive. That's enjoyable shit. Oh, and speaking of like old standbys for the stream, way back when it started. Virgo Rouge is something a lot of you guys probably don't even remember at this point, but Virgo Rouge is getting evicted. The moratorium on evictions have ended, even in New York, and Virgo lives in like a $2,000 a month 3-bedroom apartment in New York, and way overpays, and is like $6,000 behind on her rent, so she's being evicted. And she's blaming the landlord for being materialistic, as if he's just supposed to give her free housing. So I'm tempted. I'm tempted to play it. I'll play it for a little bit. You know what? And then when we get bored of it, we'll switch off. It's very quiet though. See if I can make it louder.
Hi everyone, all three of you. I'm being evicted. My landlord's waiting for me outside to tell me I'm going to be evicted. I owe him $6,000, $6,200, something like that. I didn't get my 2 stimulus checks yet, so I finished my taxes, and I'm probably going to get some stimulus checks or some help soon. But he's
Is the volume okay? I tried to crank it up. I'm paying more attention, but
going to evict me, and might owe him $4,000. But he was angry and pretty much the same kind of person that he usually is, which is dehumanizing, unfriendly, and talking to me like I'm a checkbook. And I was affected by COVID-19. Financially, my business suffered. I was paying my bills until
I don't know
this
what her
happened.
business is. Oh, no video. I'm sorry. It literally doesn't matter. It's just a screen of her pointing a camera at her fucking monitor. You're really not missing much. I don't think it changes the. She has this YouTube channel where she posts like shitty music that nobody listens to, and then she bitches that nobody cares about her music because it sucks. And that's basically all she does ever. And she's saying her business was impacted. I don't know what fucking business she has. I guess she does music, and now she's not selling as many CDs.
It just kept getting worse and worse. My business kept going down the drain. So I wanted to leave anyway. My apartment was broken into, the downstairs, and I did turn off the comments because people need to listen to the music or don't come here, because I'm just here to do music, not to socialize with people, because people just want to talk, and I think it's disrespectful because I'm not here to socialize. I'm just a musician.
That's the other thing. She's like super schizo, and she hates that like anyone would ever want to talk to her. So she's like super snobby about it. I'm gonna try to pull up one of her songs actually, and see if see what her music's actually like.
I don't really need comments. It's just donations and financial support and people to listen. I don't need comments, just listen, and that's it. I don't need you to give me feedback. Why do I need that? I'm not here for social media. I know there are people here, but I don't feel it's good for my mental health. I don't think social media is healthy. And so I'm going to be evicted, and I might sleep in my car and put my things in storage. And I need to, actually tomorrow I might go to court or a court down the street and ask them.
Here, I'll pause this. And let me see what the audio is like on this. Oh jeez, I'm sorry. Oh god. Okay, I've set it back down. Sorry, chat.
Vultures fly around your feet and blocking home. And bruises and the words to get you back in the line of
Torturing chat's the best part of being a streamer. Here, I think I found some intro music or outro music. Actually, she posted another video that I didn't even see. This one's even sleeping in my car, being evicted will not break me down. I'm super positive. Future is bright. Fuck that. Let's see what this one is. 71 views. We're one of the first, chat. I can't wait. I love a good Virgo video.
Things are really looking up for me, and maybe financially I might be evicted and whatever. It's just things are looking up because I really feel that, I mean, my education of 14 years with the Curtis Institute of Music, with these people, faculty members and students there, mostly faculty members for 10 years, it's so upscale. And my life was so upscale. And my friend here, this was my best friend. We're gonna show you her picture here. Yeah, she. I'm not gonna show you her picture, but anyway, she she went to University of Pennsylvania on a full scholarship and became a neurosurgeon.
Who cares?
And way upscale, very encouraging about my music. Yeah. And Maxfield Barrett, Sid Barrett of Pink Floyd, early Pink Floyd when it was really good. His father was a genius, and his father was a musician too, and a notable pathologist and brilliant. I think he was a research doctor. He invented all kinds of interesting things, and he was also a musician. So if you're really a genius, you'd be also a musician, because Einstein was also a musician too, right? So my cousin, who's at Harvard as
She's
a
like so
professor, and he
full
won
of
a $1 million
herself.
prize in
It's
medical
really
research, they're all
crazy.
bragging. Well, that's technical. That was a technical contraption to help sustain life with people with Lou Gehrig's disease. Very nice. It could monitor and pharmaceutical drugs, but it's
She was
mostly the
talking about how
pharmaceutical
educated
drugs.
she is.
Musician too, which he is not. So he's not that smart. Okay, they're not that brilliant. So also Sid Barrett wanted to be a doctor, so he probably had it in him. He was probably smart enough to be a doctor. It's like,
Show
you can't
me
face
you
reality that
sleeping in
she's
your
not as
car.
good as Pink Floyd. I mean, I said she was not as good as Pink Floyd. Of course, listen to her taste in music. Some of them grew up and where they're from. Cambridge, England. Look at where Pink Floyd is from.
Oh my God,
They're
who gives a
nowhere
fuck?
near Sid Barrett and his family.
This is why you got evicted.
Doesn't mean they're a genius. Look at his background. Pennsylvania, running cross country, avid horseback rider. I've had
Her
horses.
thumbnail to this video advertised video footage of her sleeping in her car. I expected a video of a schizophrenic woman sleeping in her car. This is a photo of a woman on a horse. I will not accept this as a substitute for what I was promised.
You're not going to throw me. You've never raced like I have. My coach was training somebody in the Olympics. I was on varsity. My best friend, a woman became a neurosurgeon. Your friends are not the tough get going. This woman, my best friend in high school, we went a scavenger hunt, and both of us together, just me and this woman. It looked like you're a racer. You're really tough. Oh yeah.
There is no...
You're not tough. I carried my guitar all over New York City, playing in every place on TV. Look, nothing is going to break me. Maybe a nuclear war, maybe a nuke bomb on New York City, but no, I'm not going to be staying here much longer, and this is going to be great for me.
The minimize button on YouTube looks like the Iron Cross. I just can't unsee it. You have to click the Iron Cross to minimize the YouTube video. I was promised a video of this woman in her car, and I got a picture of some fucking horses. I do not accept that as a substitute in any way, shape, or form. They're very nice looking horses, but that's not why I wanted to watch this video. Okay. Fuck that. I'm glad you're getting evicted, Virgo, you stuck up cunt. Next one. Oh, okay. Facebook. Let me just explain very briefly what happened to Facebook. Now, if you're listening in 2028, Mark Zuckerberg has bought the West Coast of the United States, and Google has bought the East Coast, and they're currently launching McNukes at each other. But in current, Facebook only owns Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, which are three of the most popular social media platforms in the entire world as it stands. So today, or this week, Facebook had a total outage, and with big services like this, unplanned total outages are very rare, to the point that when Facebook goes down, you can estimate their revenue loss in the billions. It is a lot of fucking money that is lost when that service goes down for like 6 hours. It's also leaves you to wonder what the fuck happened. How does Facebook go down? How does Facebook as an entity go down? And the answer is explained in a article I wrote some time ago, actually. And I would like to take this opportunity to tell everyone that I have been invited to become a contributor on Zero Hedge, and I'm going to be I wrote this a while ago, but I'm going to be publishing it on Zero Hedge in a little bit. Once it's set out, I'll leave a link up there. It's on, it's this. Oh, that's a really long link. I don't think I can shrink that down all the way. It's just, I don't know. You can find it on the site. You can go to this link. It's Men at the Internet, Where the Sidewalk Ends, The Death of the Internet. I'll post a link to it on whatever the fuck when it comes out. But I explain in this how what the stack is for the internet. What is the internet, and what things do you need to really make your own internet, so to speak. And one of the things you absolutely need to make an internet is an IP address. And in Facebook's case, they probably own a massive amount of all IP4 addresses that exist in the world. There's only like 1.5 billion IP addresses in the world, and they're split up into what's called like a /8. And I'll demonstrate this on my thing. I'll say like, okay, you have an IP address like 1111, right? Well, the 1111, those are each part. So you have like 111 is a 32. 110, so 1110 to 111255 is a 24. 2 ones and all 255 to the power of 2 is a 16. And then the top one is just an 8. So if you own a /8, you own 1/256 of the entire internet. And I'm pretty sure that Amazon, Google, and Facebook each own at least a /8. And that is millions of dollars of internet infrastructure all by itself. And fun fact, the Department of Defense owns several chunks of the internet like this. They own several /8s. So the US government owns like a huge chunk of the internet. And then the megacorps also own a huge chunk of the internet. Most people can at most get what's a /16. And in fact, I think that Jim Watkins, who owns 8chan and 2channel, owns a /12, which is like it's in between. It's only like half of an 8 or something. But that's a lot. That's like millions of dollars just for that prefix. So he could sell some of his IPs and actually make a little bit of money. But that's beside the point. The point is that when you have a IP address range, you have to broadcast it. And the way that this works is something called the Border Gateway Protocol, BGP. And BGP is basically a web of trust. It's a very strange system. The truth is that the fabric that makes up the internet, the Border Gateway Protocol, is very flimsy. And like in 2008, there was a crisis where a data center in Afghanistan accidentally routed the entire internet. So instead of a /8, he routed a /0, which is the whole internet, every IP address in existence, to a remote data center in the middle of Afghanistan. And that brought down the entire internet for everyone. Why would you call me in the middle of the stream? Why would a Telegram person call me? Someone I know call me in the middle of the stream. How fucking rude. But so it brought down like the entire fucking internet. And they made some changes to improve the web of trust and make it so that you can't do that anymore, but you can still fuck up your own internet. So what happened is that someone in Facebook trying to update BGP for their subnet accidentally routed all of Facebook and all the IPs they own into a black hole. And that shut down everything to the point where when they try to go inside their own office buildings, their ID badges networked to Facebook for like their permissions, their access to the building. And suddenly everyone's ID badges stopped working. So the first step was all the fucking soy boys were locked outside the building and they were completely cucked. And then they had to get like technicians to come to the office buildings and let them in so that they could access the servers physically and begin the process of diagnosing the whole clusterfuck from the bottom up. And I'm sure like out of 6 hours, you have to remember this is billions of dollars that was lost in revenue. Even like a 2-hour downtime for Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp was estimated at like $160 million. So it's a lot of fucking money. And then their stock tanked by like 30% during this time. So you have to remember everyone at the headquarters is scrambling to fix this shit. They have to get technicians over there to open the fucking doors. A locksmith has to come and let himself in so that they can get in, and I imagine he has to open every fucking door in the building because it's tiered access, right? The person who can enter the office building at an odd hour is not the same person who can enter the servers, like the server room and the data center room, and that person is not the same person who can open every cabinet in that data center. So they have to have a locksmith break open every lock on the entire way there. completely cucked out. And I guess the first thing they fix is the authentication stuff so they can open their fucking doors again. And then they have to figure out what happened to BGP, and then they fix that. And then, voila, like magic, Facebook was back up again. Very funny. You could say a lot about why that is. You could blame it on diversity hires, but really it's just a proof that the evil people who run the world are really not all that smarter than you, and they fuck up all the same as you. And then the other thing to point out is that the internet is very fragile. It's a very, very flimsy system, and I don't think that when, if shit ever hits the fan, right, the internet is fucked. The big I internet that connects the entire world together, that shit's just fucked. It's so fucked. We'll have little networks. Communities will have networks again if there's like a civil war or something. So it's just a marvel that it hangs together at all. And it really only hangs together because of benign neglect. And when legislators get involved, and the EU and the US and Russia and China all have differing opinions about how the internet should be regulated, there's going to be more and more like censorship and issues between the local networks of those regions. And I think it'll all, in our lifetime, you're going to see, like in the same way that you look back on old internet and you think about how we've lost a lot of freedom that we had online. We'll look back on this period and remember, remember when you could just like go to Russian sites and go to, like, if you couldn't find a torrent you wanted on Western torrent trackers, you could just go to the Russian ones and use those. That'll be a thing of the past. And you're starting to see that more in like China already. China, the DPRK, and even South Korea. Like China obviously has its own thing. DPRK is obviously completely cut off. Orisha, or whatever the fuck it's pronounced, in Africa is like DPRK and cut off. But South Korea as well. Like there's a game I want to play. It's like an ARPG or something, and apparently it's been out in South Korea for fucking forever. It's called Lost Ark. And I've wanted to play this. I heard about it, and everyone's talking about how fucking great it is, and I want to play it. The game is scheduled to come out in open beta in the US and Europe in like March 2022. And then in Korea, it's been out since like 2017. But to get into a Korean copy of the game, you have to, number one, you can't change the language from Korean. And number two, you have to have like a Korean social security number to even make a fucking account for these things. Because video games are like so strictly regulated in Korea in terms of like loot boxes and hacking and stuff, that they've solved the hacking problem in video games in South Korea by making hacking a crime, and companies have to keep track of like your social security number so that they can arrest you if you hack in a video game. It's really fucking crazy. I think we're gonna see more of that, and I think it's unavoidable just because the internet is very flimsy. Not to be all doomer pilled about it. Let me get a sip of water. South Korea is a feminazi dictatorship. I mean, they had a female president who was like in a literal cult, but we have that in the West too. She's not really a feminazi though. She's not, like, women don't get, I mean, I don't know. I assume that women in South Korea get super mega raped like they do all over fucking Asia. I wouldn't, that seems like a bit lofty to me. Though maybe, I don't know, maybe I could run for president of South Korea. I'm a moon. The current president, the sitting president of South Korea, is a moon. Why can't I be the president of Korea? Is there anything stopping me? I should do it right now, and then I'll reunite. No, here's what I'll do. I'll run for president of North Korea because I'm a moon, and then I'll reunite the peninsula, and we'll be a nuclear power, and then we'll be like Switzerland in Asia, because Korea is very like rocky, right? Why is my stream dead? Stream excellent connection. Why is everyone pressing F? Refresh. Oh my god. Holy fuck, the chat is like completely blown. What, did I mention North Korea and I got dinged? YouTube like stuttered my stream so that they could check. You know what it is? Segueing to the next topic, I am I am seeding some torrents right now. I happen to be a big supporter of seeding open source software projects. So I have been seeding some torrents for open source software projects. Maybe that impacted my upstream connection. Who knows? Who knows what it could be? So give everyone a second to reconnect. Let me get a sip actually while you're all refreshing. So, Twitch also got hacked, which is interesting. I have heard some schizo conspiracy theories that in a like CIA playbook that was released early 2000s, that around this time that there would be mass hackings, government-backed hackings, which would be a part of their plan to like cause discontent and stimulate a need to police the internet more. Just that's one schizo theory. Though apparently the hacker who hacked Twitch said that what he wanted was more competition to Twitch, which is why the torrent contains source code for the actual platform. Though I've heard the source code is not that great. I'm not a Ruby developer or whatever, so I can't tell you how great that is. Though I will say that there is a file in the Twitch source code which contains every possible permutation of the N-word spelled in a million different ways for chat filtering, like hard-coded into it, like every single possible N-word that you could ever think of trying to say. So that's really, and then there's words like sniggering, which are like banned, or like no, there's like a medium tier. Like people might try to get around it by using real words like sniggering. So they have like a special list of like medium threat words to flag your account on Twitch if you start sniggering too much. Very funny. So a lot of people have been shitting themselves, talking like, "Oh my god, I can't believe how fucking rich these people are." And you can look it up. The highest one is like some Canadian guy called XQC or something. He's like a League of Legends streamer or some shit. And then there's like a group that plays Dungeons and Dragons, and they've made like $10 million over the last 2 years. And people are like flabbergasted by how much money these people make just off Twitch. By the way, people like what's his name? The fucking Fortnite guy who has the blue cotton candy hair. He makes money through like sponsorships on top of his streaming platform. He got like Ninja. He got like $1 billion from Microsoft to stream on their shitty platform that they immediately killed. And I don't know, does that guy even fucking stream anymore? If it sounds like Ninja got $1 billion to go to Microsoft's platform that they immediately shut down. So does he just get like $1 billion fucking dollars for free? I would quit streaming too. What the fuck's the point of that? He was already married. It's like, okay, I guess I just made $1 billion by the time I'm 24. Time to retire. Time to settle down, honey. So good on him. But then there's like merchandise and there's everything. You stream on multiple platforms, you get money from that. You have your off-site tips. It's just, and I think people were surprised because the way I put it is like someone in my chat on the forum said like, I'm surprised people are surprised. Hassan bought a $3 million house like just this year. Why are people surprised about him making so much money? And I think like, okay, you hear someone owns a $3 million house and you're thinking like, that's a lot. That's a big house. But then you think about it like a traditional loan. You think of like a $3 million house, like, well, you don't need all that money to put down a house, a payment on a house. You don't need to, you can pay it off over like 15 years. Why would you need to, you don't need to be super rich to buy a $3 million. Obviously you're rich, but you don't have to be like super rich to make that kind of money. And they think about it because like, well, my grandma has a $300,000 house. So Hassan having a $3 million house, that just means that Hassan is 10 times richer than my grandma. And sure, well, of course, why wouldn't he be? Because, he's popular on the internet. Of course, he's like that much. But in reality, Hassan is making $750,000 every month. That is 2 grandma houses in cash every month. He bought his $3 million home in cash fucking money. That is a lot of money. That's an inconceivable amount of wealth. And that's why it shocks them. It's like, holy fuck. He's not just rich while he's sitting there talking about communism and socialism and shit. He is inconceivably rich. People don't even, like, you can't even imagine $750,000 of cash a month. You cannot even fathom that kind of money. So that's why I think a lot of people are shocked. It's not just, oh, Hassan has a lot of fucking money. It's Hassan has an inconceivable amount of cash flow that you can't even put into words. It is fucking rich. And really, it's not even that rich. He has like, what, $10 million over 2 years? And then you talk about like Facebook and shit. Facebook, like I said, makes $160 million in 2 hours. Quite a discrepancy. You think about your grandma. You think, oh, my grandma's rich. She has a nice house. And well, she earned that over her entire life. You think about Hassan. It's like, oh, he makes 10 times as much as my grandma, even though he's like 20 something. That's also pretty rich. And then you think about what Hassan really makes. And it's like, oh, he makes $9 million every 2 years. And then you think about that and you realize you can't even imagine that kind of fucking money. And then you think about what people like Elon Musk make, and it's like, yeah, of course, there's no wonder why these people own islands full of children that they literally eat. Like, what the fuck else would you do with billions of dollars? After $1 billion, you can't play the game of like lottery, like of real estate. You can't just be like a real estate agent or like a technocrat trying to prop up your business or whatever. It's like, well, now you can just hire people who can do that for you. I guess I made $2 billion doing real estate over my life. I guess I'll run for president. It's like, oh, I made billions of dollars with Facebook. I guess I'll try to disrupt the entire culture and history of these people, because what else am I going to fucking do? I guess I'll join this elite club of philanthropists and shape the course of history for why not? And then we'll all go to our island and we'll eat children. And we'll film it and we'll masturbate together. Why not? We're so rich. You can't even fucking comprehend it. It's just crazy. Though everyone's talked about the Twitch thing. So I went out and I thought, like, I'll grab something special. It's a 125 gigabyte torrent. Surely there's something special that I can find. And sure enough, one of the files that interested me, that I saw little snippets of, was a file from 2016 from the Twitch creator. Our Twitch partner. So these are all people who have partnered with Twitch. They're real streamers who have a consistent audience of like 200 people per stream, and they stream regularly. So these are the partners. These are the real people who, not just random nobodies on the platform. So I went through that, and there's a 2016 Twitch partner program creator satisfaction survey. So they sent this out. It's a Google survey, and they just asked their creators, how are you satisfied with the platform? And one of the questions that they were asking people was, have you experienced harassment on Twitch in recent memory? And a lot of people replied, and one of the follow-up questions, if you selected yes to that, was describe the incident. So there is a giant list of all the responses to the question, how have you been harassed on Twitch? And surprise, surprise, it's really fucking funny. So I've picked out some choice quotes from this. It's a big ass list, a couple hundred responses to it. I have some of my favorites ready to go. And before I read this, I want to say I am reading direct quotes. These are not my own words. I love Israel and Susan. Put that right up at the top so that everyone can see that I am a good boy and I've never done nothing. Ever. How do I censor this? There used to be a way to censor this, and I can't do it on Linux. So that will have to suffice. Okay. Let's read some responses to the question, how have you been harassed on Twitch recently? From the Twitch Partner Program Creator Satisfaction Survey 2016. Light Knight 69, and I wrecked you all on Twitch on Twitch, whisper my viewers asking if they're friends with this fat ass inbred, etc. Political slurs, being called a Nazi, constant suggestions about my sexual preference, yiffer/furry/bestiality, because I'm definitely a cat. In the past, I have reported threats regarding the rape of my wife, and Twitch did nothing to respond. DDoS threats, swatting threats. Next one. Harass my ex-friends GF, who plan to make physical threats towards me on their broadcasts at conventions and events, and also deformation of character. In the process, email partner help about this issue. Number 5, Latam audience usually attack me. Latam is like Latin America, I think. Latin American audience usually attacks me for being fat or not playing as they expect me to be. Also, they call me a weeaboo or otaku, and this is not a single incident. It becomes a multiple action from random people who like to talk trash in your chat about English audience. Some attack me for being Mexican, speak about Trump or Hitler. Internet is like this. You guys cannot stop it for the most part. But yeah, if you want to know how we're getting attacked, ask the female streamers about their incidents. And there were a lot of people who were just like, yeah, I get harassed in my chat. That's the internet. Like, what are you going to do? Number 6. I'm a disabled streamer, and I receive a lot of mocking and bullying comments in the Twitch chat. The comments range from, when are you going to die, to I hope he dies soon. Other comments mock my wheelchair or oxygen tubes. This occurs every stream. I do feel bad for this guy. Number 7, constant mocking, disrespecting me on their streams, made reports. Nothing was done, just stopped over time. I used to place LGBT friendly as my title, and it just brings in the trollers. People talking badly about LGBT community, calling me an it when I have my cam on it. It just goes on. A girl jealous, bringing to insult me on her channel and her Facebook page. She was really bad, so my solution was to go to the police and complain against her. Now the problem is fixed. Great one. You're getting harassed, you go to the police, problem is fixed. What more could you say? Number 10, I'm a female. Need I say more? Number 11, I've had viewers not part of my regular community make inappropriate or mean comments about my pregnancy and or family. And when I read this, I'm thinking like, that's mean to make fun of a woman for being pregnant. But then I'm thinking about you like, you know what? I bet you it's Broken Branch comments. I bet you all the trolls in chat are like, Broken Branch, grandma cry. And she's just like, no, it's not true. One particular viewer always asks me to see my girlfriend, but doesn't really stay around after I tell him no. So this guy comes up to his chat and is like, hey, can I see your girlfriend? And he's like, no. And then he just leaves. And I guess he's been doing this constantly. I like this one. This is number 13. This is an interesting take on the titty streamer problem, which really wasn't even a problem back in 2016. I wonder what these people think now. Females on Twitch are not acceptable by the main audience if they don't show their boobs. Unfortunately, I don't believe that my boobs should be a part of Twitch, since Twitch is about gaming. I understand that adding a webcam to your stream makes it more personal, but since so many girl streamers have to be sexy to have their Twitch as their full-time job, people come to my stream and expect me to look the same, which I'm not going to do, since I strongly believe Twitch gaming should be about the game and doesn't need sex appeal. That is one of the reasons why Twitch is no longer my full-time job and I stopped streaming. Too much harassment about my gender and how people expect girls to look like on Twitch. Number 14, thanks to some of the women streamers, in quotes. I think they mean like they're not womanly, they're not women, like transgender people. But thanks to some of the women streamers that act clearly like attention whores they write to the Twitch Partner Program, Twitch community reacts to female streamers more aggressive and disrespectfully. That's an interesting take. I get called a fat nigger daily. Almost daily, I get trolls that say racist things. I report them or mods and ban them, but they can still watch or whisper to chat. I also have, and a few others, been recently stalked by a banned broadcaster, but Twitch staff have been absolutely incredible about dealing with the stalker. However, they continue to make fake accounts and follow my channel putting racist and threatening channel names and follow alerts are broadcasting their new fake accounts. But Twitch staff have contacted me directly about the issue and have been 100% stand up about them. Couldn't ask for a better response from staff. Well, that's very nice. Number 16. There are many, it's just one of those things. I'm 41 and play Minecraft, so you get people coming in saying I'm an old, fat pedo, etc. Number 17. The usual comment is that I'm a pedophile. Number 18, people call me bald, old, pedophile, etc. I like number 17. Like, number 16 explains I'm old and I play Minecraft, so people will say that I'm a pedophile. That really sucks. Number 17, the usual comment is that I'm a pedophile. What context? Did you molest someone? Or did you groom someone? Why are they calling you a pedophile? I do feel bad for, like, people, like, okay, I'm 40 and I like to stream games. You know, my kid likes games. I want to be into games because my kid likes games. And then when I go streaming, you know, because it's fun and I have fun playing these games and entertaining people, like, they call me a pedophile for it. That's really mean. 19. Many people make fun of my hairline because I'm balding at a young age. Number 20. I've constantly received harassment from a user named BritBongReturns, as have others. He goes on alt and encourages his friends to harass me. He's been banned on Twitch. Thanks so much for that. So I hope that holds up forever because his conduct is horrible and he's harassed people his career making content. And these are chat log quotes in number 21. True North Minecraft says, not to be weird, but you have an amazing voice and are beautiful. Fuck me, please. 1993 Jean says, can I stick my little dick inside you? You won't even recognize. Smiley face. Number Slofenwagon says, yo, my friend says he wants to suck your tits. Welcome to being a female streamer on Twitch, she concludes. Number 22. I mean, it's Twitch chat, lol. This shouldn't be a place where everyone has to be nice. Don't go down Riot's path of safe space bullshit. Harassment happens. If the person doesn't like it, they can ban them from their chat. I will say this, though. You guys have no fucking protection about the creation of accounts. There's a person who has just created accounts over and over again for literally 3+ years to harass me, and you guys make it easy to make an account. You literally don't even have email verification when you create an account. I like that message a lot. He's saying, please don't become weird. Please don't develop weird machine learning that bans sniggering as a thing, because it's a real word. But do make it so that you have to, like, actually verify your account when you make an account. Perfect. Excellent feedback. Good job. Number 22. Number 23, doxing, gaming ability. I am a female, so according to most of the Twitch community, I am automatically a whore, slut, bitch, cam whore. I'm anorexic, I'm fat, I'm a tranny. I like that one because she used the word tranny, which is pretty funny. Also, to the most of the community, I am disgusting and ugly, and to most of the community, I sound like a man. Well, that's quite sad. Number 24, just the usual, hey, sorry, let me get this right. Just the usual, hey, a nigger playing games, and such. Number 25. Almost every stream I have, I get harassed because of the cleavage / the size of my chest. I don't feel like that should be the case. Number 26. Comments on personal appearance, mainly directed at my teeth, which have made me incredibly self-conscious. That's very sad. Oh, I'm going to start streaming games. I love games. And you start streaming games like, oh, now I'm suddenly very insecure about my teeth because my chat keeps making fun of me. Number 27. Users always come into my channel and call me the N-word and a lot of other racial slurs. Number 28. A lot of people in my chat asking if they can come in my beard, and also a couple death threats in the last year. You gotta be a real sick fuck to find like some Turkish guy on Twitch and be like, Ahmed, I am going to come in your beard. I will ejaculate into your nice facial hair. There was another one. I don't think I saved it, but they said something like, people come into my chat and call me the N-word. I'm not black. I'm just from New York. Number 29. This is a long one. So I hope I saved it for a good reason. The harassment was on a personal level with a user named Twitch_D3, who was a longtime viewer of mine. He got angry about me not wanting to play a game with him for whatever reason, and over days, maybe 2 weeks, and after getting banned from my channel, kept coming with different Twitch names such as Kill All Jews. I'm Jewish and from Israel. I figured out why I saved this. And Moses Eats Shit. You get the idea. And kept trying and kept following and troll names in my chat so it would show on Twitch alerts. He was also spamming in game chat and in my main game community with lies about me for days, and caused quite a big problem for me. Just one guy taking all the fun out of streaming for days and days. At one point, I just stopped streaming because of him. I was too upset. I reported him, of course, but I don't think any action was taken against him since his account still exists. In over 3 years on Twitch, I have never experienced such a bad interaction with a viewer. Never saw anything like it, and I do get trolled a lot with swastikas and Hitler shit for being from Israel. Not to mention people that try to drag me into political discussion about Arabs in my country, etc. Those people get insta-banned. Anyways, about that Twitch E3 guy, to the best of my knowledge, he is still there. Twitch has done nothing with my report on him, and at one point he just stopped because I and my mods banned him with so many accounts, and I also turned off Twitch alerts so he couldn't troll me after a long period of ignoring him and gave up. Well, yeah, I mean, if obviously you should not make it so that there's a free button to press that like immediately validates them fucking with you, dude. Good on you for overcoming it instead of quitting, I guess. From one Israeli gamer to another. Get a sip. I'm doing so much reading. People don't love Russian streamers. They think we are cancer. But I never see how Russian viewers talk shit about the US or other country talkers. I don't know. I like that one. He's saying that people are mean to Russians, but no Russians are mean to Americans. I mean, I've been called Sukabli. That really hurt my feelings. Ginger/red hair references. That's all it says. Number 33. People mock my sister's death. A lot. 34. Some guy came into my channel and just complained at how terrible I was at the game. Actually, I'm going to save this one for last. This is my favorite. Number 35. I am an XXY male. That would be a chromosomal disorder. I think it's called Klinefelter syndrome. I'm a straight white male. I have female facial features. I get transphobic slurs from younger people very often. When reported, Twitch has done nothing to these people. Number 36. Stalked me online and in real life for over the past 2 years, made multiple accounts to get around bans. Even if I got his account banned, he could just change his IP and make another. He started off with minor harassment, troll accounts, rude comments, DDoSing, and death threats. He had my IP through Skype, and with this he found my location. After about a year of DDoSing and stalking, he decided to bring the harassment to real life by ordering a pizza to my house every day for 2 weeks. Pro tip, if that happens, call the pizza places and tell them to not accept cash on delivery. That works. That genuinely fucking works. They will do it. They'll put a sticky note on their phone or whatever. And threatening to call a bomb squad to my house. He also claimed he would come to my house and murder me, so this drove me to stop streaming. This was at the end of 2015. I haven't streamed since. That's quite sad. People don't deserve that kind of shit. Just the normal being called a nigger, fat, or threatened DDoS by chat. And this one, I am a German broadcaster. One user called me a Nazi. See, this is why the Germans are now anti-racist. They see the black people and the black people's plight of being called an N-word. And the Germans are also being called an N-word on the internet every day. So it's like that meme of like the white guy that's buff and the black guy that's buff shaking hands. They're shaking hands. They have one plight, the N-word plight. They're together. And then finally... Chongqing, fuck you, China. I am from Taiwan, okay, nigga? And that's the entire message. Just excellent. Okay. And that's it. That's the messages that I picked from the 2016 Twitch Partner Program Creator Satisfaction Survey. I hope you have enjoyed. All right. So, one of the things that I need to watch on my as I lay in my bed at night with my TV, binging soy media from Hollywood, I need to watch the new Dave Chappelle skit. Dave Chappelle was one of my favorite comedians when I was a teenager. When I was growing up in the good old days of the 2000s. I think he's like becoming more and more anti-white. I'm actually pretty sure that when he quit the Chappelle Show way back when, the rumor was that a white producer was laughing too hard at one of his jokes for the black audience. And he got so pissed at that, they offered him like hundreds of millions of dollars to make another season of the Chappelle Show. And he's just like, nah, fuck you guys. I'm not doing that anymore. Though I'm pretty sure now that I'm older and have some context, I bet you we can look at who this producer was and determine his ethnicity is a little bit different than as it was reported in the rumors, but who knows. So I'm pretty sure that Dave Chappelle's become like anti-white over time. And that's to be expected. I'm happier when people are like more openly anti-white instead of like they just need to say like we hate white people. Like I can respect that. I say I hate a lot of people every day. Almost every day without fail. I remind people that I hate a certain group. Completely normal. I'm okay with them hating Whitey. I'll still watch his fucking skits if they're funny. I don't give a shit. Try and stop me, Dave Chappelle, you motherfucker. But supposedly he said on his stand-up that he was never doing another gay joke again. And I guess that's because he was told by Hollywood, don't you do another gay joke if you want fucking money. So he's just like, okay. But he he made a statement about how I'll just read it. I'll read the response to him. His skit was a Netflix thing. And another Netflix actor named Jacqueline Moore, not the birth name, Jacqueline Moore in brackets, said that actually they were an actor on Dear White People. So they were a transgender actor for Dear White People. And then Dave Chappelle comes out and says something like, we shouldn't be seeing transgender women in sports as women. And that, of course, was a huge offense to Jacqueline Moore. And I have a quote here. I think they've deleted these tweets. I can't find them anymore. But I will read them for you now. Oh, wait, that's when my Firefox window was so fucked up. Does that work? No? Not going to work for me? Oh, the wonders of technology. Chappelle was one of my heroes. I was at his comeback show in New York City, but he said he's a TERF. He compared my existence to someone doing blackface. He talks about someone winning a Woman of the Year award despite never having a period should make women mad, and that makes him mad. He then ended the special with, but I had a trans friend story. He says we don't listen, but he's not listening. Those words have real-world consequences. Consequences that every trans woman I know has dealt with. Bruises and panic phone calls to friends. It's real. So when he says people should be mad a trans woman won a Woman of the Year award, when he misgenders, when he says that we should have told that mother her daughter was a dude, I can't. I just can't. I can't be a part of a company that thinks that's worth putting out and celebrating. So this guy right here, Jacqueline Moore, told Netflix it's either me or Dave Chappelle. And I'm pretty sure they're going to go with Dave Chappelle. Like, in case you're, like, foreign or, like, listening in the future and we've scrubbed any mention of Dave Chappelle from the history books, like in some Stalin-esque 1984 nightmare, Dave Chappelle is one of the most famous living black comedians of all time that a lot of people look back fondly at. He was a comedian right in that time, right after 9/11, where there was like a huge surge of like patriotism and like civic nationalism, and everyone was on Team America. And him and Carlos Mencia and Jon Stewart were like the fucking horsemen. And, you know, Jon Stewart fucking quit, and you can say whatever you want about Jon Stewart. Carlos Mencia ended up being a hack. But at that time, there was a time where the most famous comedians were all, like, Jewish or non-white, and it didn't matter, because there was no division in the country. And that all ended when Obama got elected. So for Jacqueline Moore to say like it's me, the side actor from Dear White People, or Dave Chappelle, it's just like it's just fucking ridiculous. Nobody's gonna miss you, dude. So he has this tattoo, by the way, face completely caked in makeup. It's like he's doing a Trump fucking role play with that shit on. I imagine that the inside of his mask is just like pumpkin colored orange because it's all rubbed off and shit. But let's check out this tattoo. And I'm assuming that I can show this tattoo because they can put it on Twitch or Twitter or whatever. This is art. Actually, this is what we call art. This is what we call the kind of thing that you would want permanently placed on your body for all your life. The remainder of your national life, you need this on your skin. If you're only listening, it looks like a woman, and they're covered in like red sores, and I think it's supposed to look like tree branches, and I don't know if this is supposed to be like cellulite, like let's take cellulite and make it look beautiful or something. It's very weird looking. It makes her look super diseased. Well, I say her, but it's a him. It's got breast implants, I guess. It's basically a dick girl. I suppose it's supposed to be a trans person. I don't know what the fuck it is. But it's also ejaculating. Like they're so gender euphoric that it's just ejaculating. So this is the person that wants to be upgraded for Dave Chappelle. Good luck. I feel bad for the tattooist who had to do this. They were probably trans too. Don't feel too bad. And then speaking about a blast from the past, Brianna Wu has returned for a vengeance. Fictional Gamergate series. Well, no, it's a shitty tattoo. Fictional Gamergate series in the works from Mind Riot Entertainment and video games developer Brianna Wu. So Brianna Wu is getting a TV series? I don't know what the fuck a series is. It says TV, so I'm guessing it has to be a TV series. Exclusive. Mind Riot Entertainment will work with journalist, game developer, and computer programmer. They didn't say engineer. Brianna Wu is going to be pissed. As for an update, they're actually an engineer and computer programmer Brianna Wu for Gamergate, a series about her critics as a critic and target of the notorious 2014 online harassment campaign for which the studio has optioned life rights. The 2014 Gamergate online campaign ignited a firestorm for its targeting of women in the gaming industry, which laid the foundation for current issues of disinformation and hate. Before QAnon, before COVID-19, conspiracy theories, and the January 6th insurrection, there was Gamergate. Wu was among the targeted women, which also included Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian. The series will explore the origins of the widespread intimidation campaign from the perspective of multiple fictional people in the games industry, from executives to journalists and indie developers. Gamergate is co-created and co-written by Wu and J. Brad Wilk. Camel Spiders, I guess is something they've made, and will be produced by Mind Riot Entertainment's Jonathan Kesey from Parallel and Jeremy J. Dodd from One Nation Under Earl. Never heard of any of that shit. In 2014, the personal attacks forced Wu and her husband to flee their Boston home in the wake of online death threats as a result of her efforts to support female game developers, journalists, and players targeted online by violent sexist attacks via social media and online message boards. Literally, no one knew who Brianna Wu was until Brianna Wu ended up getting interviewed by like every games journalism magazine in existence, saying that they were like getting like super mega harassed and death threats and shit. It's like nobody had heard of this person. In the aftermath, Wu ran for Congress in 2018 representing women in tech. Wu and lost. They didn't mention that part. Wu has shared her story in a number of publications, including the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Guardian. Her experience along those of other Gamergate targets have been addressed in a number of television and film projects, including the 2015 documentary GTFO and the Intimidation Game episode of Law and Order SVU. which was amazing. I remember when that came out. We're not going to retread the same story told in thousands of news stories from outlets such as New York Times and Washington Post, plus multiple documentaries like GTFO. Our series will focus on new fictional people within the industry reacting to a horrific situation by explaining how they were unable to stop the video game industry from being hijacked by the lunatic fringe. We can show how the tactics of Gamergate were the same ones that led to tragedies like Christchurch and January 6th, said Wu. Kesey added, working with Brianna is a huge score for us. Based in Seattle, one of the country's meccas for gaming, we've been wanting to shed light on the subject matter for a while and are honored that Brianna will be co-writing the series alongside Brad. Mind Riot Entertainment is repped by Katrina Breda and Brace Point Law. Kesey is repped by Circle of Confusion and Hirsch, Wallerstein, Hayum, Matt Luff plus Fisherman. Welcome is repped by Mind Riot Entertainment and Brace Point Law. Dot is repped by Mind Riot Entertainment and Brace Point Law. What the fuck is Brace Point Law? Why do they keep saying this? It's just like a Seattle law firm. Let's read some names, chat. Mark Jordan, Steve Edmiston, Mike Hooks, Katrina Breda, who also works for this, even though she apparently reps independently, Elizabeth Sweet, and Zaid Moomin, who's a paralegal. Okay, interesting. I don't know what they have to do with the television production industry, but go for it. So that's it. It's been 7 fucking years, and Brianna Wu is getting a TV series. I wonder if Brianna Wu, now that they're a failed politician, are just trying to get into like the industry, like Hollywood and television production. That's where the money's at. You want some fucking money. But really, Brianna Wu's like main issue is that despite being trans, Brianna Wu is extremely embarrassed to say that they're trans. So they lie about it, even though it would help their career, especially in these endeavors. So what Brianna Wu says is that even though they're in a monogamous relationship with Frank Wu, they say that they're bisexual. And that way Brianna Wu can claim to be a member of the LGBTQIP+ without having to admit that they're trans. It's very interesting. Here, I wanna see if Frank Wu still does the mouth thing. Every time I talk about Brianna Wu, I think about Frank Wu. I really fucking hate Frank Wu. Look at this guy. I fucking hate this guy. I might have to use Knitter for this. Look at this guy's soy fucking face. He does it in every picture too. I wonder if he does it still. Just complaining about the news. Show me your fucking face. He tweets so much. He's one of those people. Show me your... Oh, look. New profile pic. Here's his fucking face. Making the same fucking face every picture. Here's one. Up. He's rocking out hard, gamers. Here's his face. He's really enjoying that rock and roll with that... Whatever the fuck that is. Load more. Oh. Here he is posing with his dog. He really loves that dog. You can tell because of his fucking face looking like that. Looking like one of those Japanese ogres emoji things. Sorry, I keep having to clear my throat. Is that as far back as I can go? Oh, you fucker. Oh, look, a recent picture of Brianna. Oh, this is from last year. Did Frank stop tweeting? Did he stop showing the world his stupid fucking face? Ew. I forgot about this. He drew a booby picture of load. Did he delete it? He deleted the booby picture. This is like you can see it in this thumbnail. He drew a booby picture of Brianna Wu as like a weird mermaid alien thing, but he's deleted the picture. Like the full size picture that includes the nudity. All the other ones work. Why doesn't the Brianna Wu booby picture work, Frank? Why'd you delete this off your fucking site? Are you embarrassed by it? Is Brianna embarrassed by it? Very interesting. Okay, next. I can't wait. I'll watch it with you guys. I'll do a full review of the Gamergate series. That sounds fun. That sounds funny. Thanks, Frank. You're merciful. Josh, you literally already did this. Dude, I did this like a year ago. Brandon Wu hasn't been relevant in like 2 fucking years. Why do you even remember this? How am I supposed to remember this? I don't kettle. I hear shit that I say in my streams that I completely forget about. Okay. And then Chantal. I guess I could have taken timestamps from this, but I'll just sum it up for you. What happened with Chantal? It's really funny. She went to see Nadir. They're doing this thing where they're breaking up and getting back together every week like teenagers. She sees his penis. She sees his penis, and she describes it to look like a golf ball that's oozing green pus. I don't know if that means like the tip is like a golf ball or if it's like flaccid and like the foreskin is filled with pus. I don't know what the fuck that means. So she gets into a argument with him because she takes him. She literally, okay, this is how stupid Chantal is. He has an STD because he is cheating on her. He has gonorrhea. He has the clap. And she suspected that he had an STD because her throat's sore, and you can get the clap in your throat if you give oral to a man whose penis is about to look like a golf ball that has green pus coming out of it. So she literally takes him to an STD clinic and is going to pay for his gonorrhea medicine. And then while she's there, about to walk him into the clinic to pay for his gonorrhea medicine, they get into a fight about something. And she convinces him to go in and get it and that she'll pay for it. And then she just drives off and leaves him there and immediately takes out her cell phone and just starts live streaming this encounter and is bitching about him and saying like, oh, he's fucking cheating and I can't believe I'm such an idiot and blah, blah, blah. And I was going to pay for his gonorrhea medicine. She apparently pays his rent. She pays for his cell phone. And then he has another cell phone that he told her doesn't work, but which apparently fucking works. Because I guess he, like any guy that cheats, he has 2 cell phones that he uses. He has one for side hose, one for like his girlfriend. And then she's like ranting and raving and telling her fans like, I got therapy today, and he was like, her excuse was that he wanted to be present in the room while he did Zoom therapy, or she did Zoom therapy. And when she said, no, I want to be alone, he got real pissed and said like, well, fuck you then, or whatever. And then yelled at Chantal in the car. And that's what pissed her off. So she's driving home saying, I'm not going to miss this therapy lesson no matter what. And then like as she's driving, she stole his phone. Because apparently she bought him this iPhone, this brand new iPhone anyway. So it was her phone that she was paying for and that he used. And it goes off. And it's like this woman named Stephanie Wolf. And she's like, I don't know who the fuck Stephanie Wolf is. I'm definitely not Stephanie Wolf. I don't know who this is. And then she's just streaming throughout the day, just like in pissed disbelief as her phone keeps ringing. And it's like all these different female names, like an Amanda calls. And when she tries to answer them, they hang up immediately and shit. And it's just like, she's obviously being cheated on. She tells her fans, who are all like in disbelief, that she's even this fucking retarded, that she's now got gonorrhea from this guy while paying for his gonorrhea medication, while paying for his phone, while paying for everything, while driving him around because he can't drive himself. This guy who has a arrest record for domestic violence against a woman who died while he was in jail. Apparently not because of him, but who did die eventually, probably from drugs. And then, guess what? I would end it there. I would say that's the last thing I remember. She's back at home talking to people. But guess what happened again, chat? Guess what's happened again? After this whole tirade and having demonstrable evidence that he is fucking around behind her back constantly. and saying that I'll never go back to him. I'll never go back to him. I'll never go back to him. And this is the end. If I go back to him, you can unsubscribe from my channel. You don't have to, I would completely understand if you never want to talk, like, support me again. They got back together. That's right, 90. They got back together. Wow, what a shocker. I didn't see that happening. I mean, what? She's going to get fucking AIDS at this point. And then she'll still go back to him. Because at that point, what does it matter? I got fucking AIDS. I'm addicted to crack. I smoke. And I drink constantly. And I can't stand my existence anymore. Why not just stay with Nadir? Really just amazing. Just amazing how human psychology works. Because really what I think it is that Chantal is someone who had a boring life. She had a boring life where nothing ever happened. The highlight of her day, every day, was what she ate. And that was it. She had her cats. That was her social life. She didn't have any fucking friends. Nobody can tolerate her. She's the most insufferable person ever. I don't even know how I watch her stream. She's just fucking awful. She's picked up this wonderful new habit of chewing gum. Like, great. Is she like a fucking cow? Does she just like vomit into her mouth now and she wants to chew more to piss me off? She cannot keep her fucking mouth shut to chew anything. It makes me angry. It makes me genuinely fucking angry. And now she chews gum, because of course she does, because she needs to piss me personally off now. And after years and years of boredom, she meets this guy who is a roller coaster, who is like exciting, and there's always shit happening. And then she goes online and has so much to talk about because this guy is just fucking her life up, and she's happy that way, because it's better to have that negative attention, I guess, and have shit actually happening than being stuck in that fucking house with her cats and Pete's. God forbid. And by the way, Pete's, I didn't even write this down, but Pete's did a live stream because he wants to stream now. Like, wow, how crazy. And Nadir did a stream to, like, dispel misinformation, and his stream was so low quality that you couldn't understand what he was saying. And he has, like, the thickest Egyptian accent ever, and you can't make out what he's fucking saying. So I have no idea what he actually said during that 2-hour stream. I tried my best to listen, but it was just incomprehensible, mushmouth shit. But Pete's did a stream, who just in case you don't know who Pete's is, and I talk about Chantal constantly because it's funny to me to watch her like kill herself in real time. But Pete's is her ex-fiance. They knew each other when she was 16. She fucked around with him for years. They finally ended up in a relationship. She cheated on him after 7 years of being together. I don't think they ever got engaged. I don't think they ever got married. She cheated on him with Bibi, who was a man from West Africa, from a country called Senegal, which most of you can't place on a map. And she cheated on him with Bibi, and then Pete said, okay, if you want an open relationship, I don't want to lose you. You can fuck around with Pete's, I guess, if that's what, or Bibi, if that's what you need. And then she was like, ew, that's really fucking gross. I can't believe you have so little self-respect. I'm just going to break up with you anyways. And then she went and married Bibi, who dumped her because she's fat and disgusting, and he obviously never loved her ever at all. And she still pretends that they... I guess her and Bibi were never married. I always say that, but I'm always wrong. But he comes over to Canada, he gets his green card, and then after 2 years, he's just like, you're kind of fat and disgusting, and fuck you. And she still pretends that they talk to each other and are good friends. And if that's true at all, it's because she pays the rent for that building, or like some of the rent for where they live together, because she moved out and Bibi still lives at that old place. I'm pretty sure she pays part of the rent, which is why Bibi pretends to give a fuck about her being a retard at all. And Pete's, at her request, moves out of his mother's house to live with her again as roommates. And Pete's is just like... He wants to start streaming because he got so depressed he couldn't work at his call center job, and says like, well, maybe I should just start streaming and talking about the things I like Marvel superhero movies and comic books and trans rights. And it's like, bro, no wonder you're fucking depressed. You got cucked for a black man by the fattest, sloppiest bitch that's ever lived, and all you can do to like stimulate yourself is literally commission pornography from one of the worst artists I've ever seen. and watch Marvel superhero movies. It's like, yeah, I would fucking blow my brains out, Pete. Maybe you should do literally anything besides sit there and decay in your fucking chair as you edge closer to 40 years old with nothing, absolutely nothing. And I can't even feel bad for him because it's all his own fault. If he had like even a little bit of like self-respect, he never would have allowed himself to become this way. So that's the update with him. And now he's like streaming. And it's like, oh, your friend's depressed and he's got mementos and he's trying to like break into YouTube. He wants to get into live streaming as a auxiliary to Chantal. Like, bro, the forum is going to tear this guy a new asshole. Just read the Twitch partner customer satisfaction, or what is it, like creator satisfaction survey. Read their messages. That's the kind of shit you're going to deal with. And you're already teetering on the brink of suicide because you can't stand to look at yourself anymore. It's a bad idea. If Chantal actually cared about this guy, she would be saying, no, actually, you should be doing literally anything else besides streaming right now. You are not in a mental position where you can tolerate the internet, Pete. Like, come on, dude. Whatever. Good luck with that shit, bro. Okay, one more update. You all know who. The Ralph Report. That's what I'll call this. I'll call the segment where I talk about Ralph. This is the Ralph Report, and he can retort it all he fucking wants on this stream. So, as I have mentioned in the past, but just to clarify, Ralph makes a significant amount of his income through something called Killstream.tv, which is a branded version of SecureServer.tv. SecureServer.tv is a streaming service that they lease out to individual creators that allows them to rebrand the Secure Server site as whatever site you want. Secure Server proudly advertises on their website that they use military-grade encryption security. And despite that, Ethan Ralph, actually not just Ethan Ralph's service, but the entire Secure Server was compromised by a hacker a couple weeks ago. And as far as I know, they never told anyone. So it wasn't just like Ralph, it was a lot of people, and everything on their site got leaked. All the database information. So any billing information about people, like where the billing address attached to customer profiles is, that all got leaked. And supposedly it got hacked again. Like this week, they got hacked again. And the hacker discovered that Secure Server uses unsalted encryption. And I'll briefly explain what unsalted means and why it's a big deal. This is Programming 101, Cybersecurity InfoSec 101. The way that we store passwords in a web development environment, or really any environment on a computer, is you don't want to store the password in plain text, because if it gets compromised, then every password's out there, no issue. So what we use is called one-way encryption. You take a string like any password. I guess you just take the word password, right? And then you run it through a algorithm, and then you take a chunk of that algorithm out. And it's a one-way encryption because when you reduce the output down to a smaller string, you lose a lot of information. And it becomes impossible cryptographically to take the hash that results from this and turn it back to the password. You just can't do it. The information is lost. But because the hashing mechanism is predictable, if you take the word password and run it through the process, you will always get the same string. So it's very easy to take a password, encrypt it, compare the hash to what's stored in your database, and there's never a risk of storing that password in plain text, right? But we are in more sophisticated times. So for the popular encryption systems like AES and MD5, what people do is they just generate what's called a rainbow table. You generate a hash for every possible string. You just start at A, You work your way up to 0. You go to AA. You work your way up to 0, 0. And you just keep doing that over and over again for every string. And, they run, how Bitcoin miners run. They've been doing this for fucking years. So they have trillions of strings that have matching passwords, which is why I usually use a salt. You use something like password plus a really long string that's unique to your application. Still works one way, doesn't work two ways, and it beats rainbow tables. In order to use a rainbow table, you have to generate a completely new one for that salted string. Secure Server, which was supposedly military-grade encryption, did not use a salt. So they just used AES, and someone in the chat says it was even two-way encryption, which is fucking ridiculous. You don't want to two-way encrypt the password. It's pointless. You don't ever need to decrypt the password. That's the fucking point. That's literally the entire point of having a one-way encrypted password, is that you, as the application manager, never need to decrypt the password. And this is a really big deal for two reasons. Number one, if you have the person's password, you can log in to that account. Well, guess what happened? The hacker got the passwords for everyone who had a Killstream TV account, and they unsubscribed them from Ralph. So now, if those people want to subscribe to Ralph again, they have to remember to go back and manually subscribe again, which is bad for Ralph. Ralph is really betting on zombie income, that people just forget that he's even a thing, and they keep paying $5 a month. That's the best he can hope for. These people are on this shit that doesn't fucking work and keeps compromising their fucking account and doesn't relay important information to them when they are compromised. Why on earth would any of them have the inclination to go back to this site that keeps dropping the fucking bar and resubscribe? There's no reason to. There's literally no reason to do that. So that's a serious issue. And then on top of that, Gator, of course, is the one to contact people, not Secure Server, not Ethan Ralph. Gator is the one to contact people and tell them that that their accounts were compromised. And this is a big deal because all the passwords were apparently decrypted. I thought it was a rainbow table. I guess it's just two-way encryption that was broken. That means that any other account, a lot of people don't do this, don't use password managers, but any other account that uses that password is also vulnerable. So if you have other accounts with that same email address or other email addresses that people can find for whatever reason, and you use the same exact password there too, hackers can break into that. And of course, all this information gets pulled into hacking websites that collect breach data, and then you have people whose career is to literally aggregate this information, who don't have a vendetta against Ralph, who don't care about Secure Server. They're literally just people from Russia or China or the DPRK who are just looking for easy fraud targets to make money with. North Korea has literal government hacking groups that just do commercial fraud for money. They make money for the state by just hacking shit like Indians or Nigerians would. So all this information gets dumped out there, and that's not good for his audience. And what you want to do is get out there front and center, know exactly what's happened and what exactly to do. You want someone who is actually educated in this matter to tell the people and to be respectful of them and their privacy and be upfront with them by telling them that they've been compromised. So, of course, Secure Server got out in front of it and messaged everybody and said, this is what happened, this is what you should do, and it was good advice, and it was well received. Or Gator comes out, Gator comes out, and instead of Ethan Ralph, instead of Secure Server, he writes this fucking email. You are receiving this email because you are a member of the Killstream.tv website. I'm assuming that's an automated thing from their system. So we just sent this message from the Secure Server web admin. Hey guys, it's me, Gator. Excellent professional message. Start out with a meme. It's me, Gator. Of course. I remember that. I was there for that stream even. That's very funny. I'm laughing. Great job, Gator, referencing that meme. Wow, I can't wait to read this funny email from my favorite creator, Ethan Ralph. I can't wait to hear what funny things they have to tell me today. The actual Gator this time. Oh, he followed it up. He nailed it. He landed that one. So as many of you were aware, back in August, the Secure Server went back in August. You mean a month ago, bro? Not too long ago. Less than 60 days ago. Back in August, the secure server website was compromised by a member of Kiwi Farms. Oh my God. By a member of Kiwi Farms. Back at it again. The hacker known as Kiwi Farms. This person in question responsible for the hacks is working on decrypting those user passwords as we speak and is boasting about it on the forums. There is no indication that the website has been compromised again. This is a precautionary measure to protect your accounts from the figs at the farms. So even in this message, I think number one, he's lying. From what I understand, it was compromised again. There was a different vector. And he's working on decrypting passwords. That's true. And he's blaming the forum for it. Inconsistent use of capitalization. He says the farms, capital F up here, then lowercase f. Really should have gotten the editor-in-chief of the RalphRetort.com to review your message. I'm sure Ralph would have noticed things like this. He also misspells fags. I don't know why he spells it figs. I think that's a censorship thing that he does on the stream. And he thought that excellent joke was appropriate to use here in this message. He continues, though. He may be full of shit, who knows, but the safest thing to do right now is to ensure that you utilize a unique password on Killstream.tv. I would go ahead and change your password right now if you have not done so already, just to be safe, especially if you haven't changed it since the hack in August. Make sure to pick something unique to Kill TV. There are numerous password management tools available. I recommend KeePass. This is bad advice. So people have already know your password on Killstream TV. There's no point changing it. It's a good idea to use a unique password. I actually would suggest Bitwarden. I don't know what KeePass is. It sounds like shit. Or if you don't mind paying money to use them on multiple devices, LastPass is also good. I have no experience with KeePass, so I don't know. But really, his advice should be, if you use your password for Killstream.tv on other sites, especially those related to your email address, you should change them immediately, because that is the danger. They've already accessed your Killstream.tv thing, right? That's water under the bridge. There's no point changing your fucking password. I mean, they obviously should change your password, but that's not the urgent issue here. The urgent issue is that you have other things that are open to compromise now that you should be fixing right now if you're in this leak. I will try to reply as best as I can for those concerned, but please remember, I'm sending this email out to 500 people. Wow, 500 people. That's a lot. That's a lot, Gator. I don't know. I don't think I could ever manage dealing with emails to 500 people. That's a lot, dude. I'll try to reply to this as best I can for those with concerns, but please remember I'm sending this email. Oh, I already read that. Ralph will likely send a follow-up email to this very soon, but he's currently in transit, so I'm contacting you instead. Too long didn't read. Change your Killstream.tv password. Make sure your old password hasn't been used somewhere else. Plug your email into haveibeenpwned.com and use their password checker as well. I guess they have a password checker on that. That's useful. That's decent. That last line, but that really should have been like something really emphasized, that they can break into your other stuff. 500 emails. Stop sending me emails. KeePass is a free open source password vault. It's been around for at least a decade, if not more. It's pretty good, but as an app, it's not an online service. Yeah, Bitwarden has the Bitwarden is good because it has the option of being either on their service, or you can actually install it on your own server. If you are Linuxy and you want to set up like a Raspberry Pi or whatever in your house and run Bitwarden on that, and manage your passwords at home, you can do that. Just some friendly advice. Really, if you're not using a password manager, you absolutely positively must switch to a password manager that has two-factor authentication. LastPass is the easiest, but they charge money for cross-device access. Bitwarden is what I use and what I would suggest to people who are willing to deal with a less refined thing. Like the LastPass interface is butter. It works perfect. Bitwarden's a bit more jank, but it's free and it's as tested as LastPass is. Zidane left for a lot less of this bullshit. Gator deserves better. Gator deserves exactly what you get. You get what you fucking deserve, my friend. Gator has no self-respect. It's like with Chantal. There's a good symmetry between Gator and Chantal, where Gator is like if Ethan Ralph stuck his dick in Gator's mouth and Gator got the clap from Ethan Ralph. he would sit there and think like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to leave now? Am I going to leave Ralph and tell people that he face fucked me and gave me gonorrhea? It's already too late. I guess I'll just keep being Gator of the Killstream for the rest of my fucking life until my disease eats away at my brain and I die. Like, that's Gator's life. He gets exactly what he deserves. They're both fat, yes. One other thing. Ethan Ralph claims that a fan sent him this, which means that he bought it. And he claims now that he is walking the streets of oh my god. Okay, I'll play this in a second. That he got this hat and given to him, and that he is now actually wearing this in public, which is amazing. Ethan Ralph has acquired a hat that says Joshua Connor Moon, and to the person's credit, they've spelled my name correctly. Most people spell it with an O-R. It says Joshua Connor Moon is a kid diddler. He has acquired this hat, and he is now going to wear this hat in public. I am literally going to be living rent-free on this man's head. And actually, you know what? Not going to say it. There are some things that I would like to point out about this hat that amuse me. But I run the risk of presenting myself from seeing this hat bloom into the beautiful tree that it should be. So I'll play the clip instead, and I'll save my commentary for when Ethan.
I did actually go to the post office today.
Hopefully, let me check my gain real quick so that this isn't so loud.
And I wore it earlier. Let me see if you can see it here. Oh, that's the wrong scene. Somebody sent me this hat. Joshua Connor Moon is a kid diddler. Someone sent me that to the P.O. box here today. That is Ethan Ralph, P.O. Box 13314, Richmond, VA 23225. And that is the hat there. It's got Killstream on the side too. Where can you see it? Killstream.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. It actually fits pretty well. I wore it at the end of Tequila Sunrise earlier, which you can see on Killstream.tv.
And on the back, is that a flex fit? And on the back, it says allegedly.
No, there's no allegedly on there, unfortunately. Of course, we don't know if that's true or not. Probably is, though, by my reading of things. But that was sent to me at the P.O. box. So thank you very kindly for that.
I wanna see him wear it in public. I mean, it's not that he has reservations about that, because he's like literally at the. I was present in spirit at the January 6th rally because Ethan Ralph had a megaphone and was shouting that I was a pedophile over the crowds of the insurrection. So I mean, surely he has the friggin' audacity to wear that hat in public everywhere he goes from now on. I want to see Ralph. You're going to Vegas. You're going to Vegas again, my boy. You're as any decent man does. They go to Vegas every other month because Ralph's rich, guys. Actually, I forgot something. Let me go on a segue here. Ralph is going to Las Vegas. He's been going to Atlantic City recently, short drive from Virginia. He just came from Vegas. He wanted to go see Nick Fuentes in person, and in Springfield, Illinois, which was like a 10-hour drive for him. He goes out to Springfield, Illinois, and while he's there, he's talking about the casinos he's going to hit up while he's there. And then he goes to see Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes does his speech in the rain. And then immediately after he's done, Ralph flees the scene. He gets away from all the IP2 streamers. He gets in his car and he spends some time on his phone, probably looking up casinos. And then he goes to the casinos, and that's the end of the stream. Like, literally the entire trip was just an excuse to go up to Springfield, Illinois, and gamble. And now he's planning on going back to Las Vegas again, like, in the next few weeks. Which, I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Vegas, but I can't imagine it's multiple trips in the same couple weeks. Good, you know what I mean? Maybe there's other, like, steakhouses that's selling plain beef that he wants to try out. But I have to admit, though, chat, I like to keep it real on this stream. I like to keep it real. So when I take an L, I have to tell everyone I'm taking an L. And Ralph likes to flaunt his riches. And at this point, I'm convinced that Ethan Ralph is fucking loaded, because he's going on Twitter and he keeps talking about all the bets he's making. Even at home, when he's on Tequila Sunrise doing his stream, he's on his phone placing bets on sporting. And he's posting all his big winnings on Twitter, and he just can't stop winning. He must be very knowledgeable. Like I said about before, about how he knows everyone in Capitol Hill. He knows all the politicians. He must know a lot about sports, chat. He must know a lot about sports. So he's on top of his shit. He's real in sync. He's making good bets, making tons of money, and it's like, fuck, man, I wish I was making that kind of money. So every time I open my Twitter to check on Ralph, to see what Ralph is up to, and I just see that he's making all these bets and winning left and right, it's like, fuck, man, I'm getting felted over here. Where's my money? I can't make bets like that. My crypto shit is fucked. I'm getting felted in the crypto realm, but yet here Ralph is making all this money. I'm thinking, like, fuck, I look like an idiot right now with Ralph making all this money. So, man, I don't know. I'm real devastated by the economic success that Ralph is achieving here on his own with these badass, really super cool bets and all this money he's making. And I don't know. I can't wait to see what he's going to win at Vegas. I really hope he doesn't win too much. It would make me look really bad. So I'm just getting completely destroyed here. And, you know, press 1 if you think that, like, when you picture Ralph gambling, you picture, like, those guys in, like, the Texas Hold'em tournaments gambling for multi-million-dollar pots. Press 1 if you think that gambling is fucking badass. Press 1 if Twisted Fate, the guy who had, like, the card aesthetic in League of Legends, is your favorite League of Legends character. Press 1 if you think that winning money, playing games of chance is fucking badass. Press 1 if you want, if you would feel utterly personally devastated if Ralph made more and more money gambling. Just keep pressing. Press 1 if any of those things apply to you. And I just see a wave of ones. I'm seeing so many people dishing out so many ones that it's just unbelievable to me. Everyone here, all 1,900 people watching this pretty much, would feel utterly fucking destroyed and felted and proven wrong about Ethan Ralph if he just kept winning more money at the table and on those bets, those online bets. So I really hope he doesn't. I really hope he stays far away from Vegas, and I hope he learns to stop gambling, because Lord Almighty, we just can't handle the winning, can we, folks? we're just getting felted. Anyways. Here, this is the guy at the this is the guy at the, oh god, where did I put it? I downloaded it somewhere now. I can't find it. I need it to make my point, though. Put in videos. I know where videos is at. This is the guy right here. And he's got those shades on. This is the man who's taken home the big prize money at the Texas Hold'em tournament. You can't felt this man. He's a winner. He's a high roller. Okay, that's enough. I have a special song made by community members that I'll play on the outro because it's royalty free and I can do that. This is Total Eclipse of the Shart. If it sucks, don't blame me. I listened and I found it funny, but I'm obviously biased in this matter. I will see you guys next Friday. Take it easy. Oh, no. Emergency. Abort. I'm pulling it out. Don't click away yet. I forgot to mention one thing. Oh, God. I've already lost 40 people. I'm being felted by my own thing. Here, this. No, wait. It's the VLC. I want this one. Actually, I did want the VLC. I wanted the VLC. Is this it? Oh, here.
Okay, I can look at you.
What about me is presenting
what you would call masculine right now. If you didn't see the name on my credit card and you were quickly handing me my card back, would you have said
ma'am.
something?
What would you like me to do, ma'am? What would you like me to do? Because eventually you want something, correct?
I would like you to promise me that you will stop treating trans people this way.
How I'm treating you? I'm treating you bad? And am I doing it?
Your staff.
Am I doing it?
Your staff.
They're not doing that, ma'am.
Yes, they were.
Okay, well, no. I mean, like I said, I mean, if your name on the credit card is a feminine name?
No.
Exactly. They're not discriminating you.
Yes,
no,
they
not.
are. Because
they're not.
someone else could be paying.
By you handing the card.
I'm sorry. If someone else was sitting here, that was a man, and I handed them that card, they would not have said anything. But because I'm alone, they're going to be an asshole and discriminate against me and be transphobic.
See? Nobody's transphobic like you're saying.
No,
Nobody
that
discriminating.
is what's happening.
No, that's how you feel. I'm so
No,
sorry.
no,
that you
it's
feel
actually
like that.
not how I feel.
Yes, you are.
There's
Because
a
you're
difference.
doing this because of that.
No, there's a difference.
You know, because I mean, like in my sexuality, whatever it is, and I feel confident of who I am
I'm
and
not
what I am.
talking about sexuality.
That's what you're just telling me
You
right
don't
now.
even know what we're talking about. So how can you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? We're talking about gender identity. You're talking about sexuality.
Okay.
There's a difference.
What are you? So I can call you. What are you?
No.
What are you? Just
Why
tell me what
does
are
it
you?
matter?
No. What are you?
Why does it matter?
What are you? 'Cause,
Why does it matter?
Oh, it doesn't matter to you. I'm so. I mean, but to me, I'm a male. Okay.
Okay.
So what are you? So I can call you a sir or ma'am.
Based alert incoming. Tactical nuke incoming.
What are you?
Wah,
What would you assume looking at me?
wah,
What
wah,
are you?
What would you assume looking at me?
wah, wah.
I assume that you're a man. Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Whatever.
Good stuff. This episode. Oh, by the way, Sonic released a statement that they're aware. We are aware, and we've launched an immediate investigation. We have a strict anti-discrimination policy and take these matters very seriously. We've contacted Eden directly about her experience. Apparently, I've not heard news that they've been fired. I imagine that they're not going to fire them because that's fucking ridiculous. This episode was brought to you by True Name by MasterCard. I've decided to join the winning team and just start shilling for MasterCard.
For transgender people,
If only they had this, they wouldn't be misgendered.
secure payment doesn't mean protecting yourself from someone buying sneakers with your card. No. If you're transgender, a secure payment means paying for something without being judged, questioned, disrespected, humiliated, harassed, even assaulted, simply because the name on your card doesn't match how you identify. This is about more than just keeping a card safe. It's about keeping us safe. True Name by MasterCard, the first card that allows you to display your chosen name because that's who you truly are.
How about you stop blacklisting people from the fucking financial system, you cocksuckers? Imagine being a fucking tranny. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. Anyways, enjoy.
Turning brown. Every now and then I look at Twitter and see a mail all around. Turning brown. Every now and then I'm psychologically broke and I'm getting spit on by all of the peers. Turning brown. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best that kills 2 years have gone by. Turning brown. Every now and then I get a little excited when I see a burger bite on the ground. Make that sound brown eye. Every now and then I'm gonna fall. Make that sound brown eye. Every now and then I rip a shark. Brown. Every now and then my horse gets beaten till his creepy masturbate to see pit. Turning brown. Every now and then, my only friend in this world, no evil infant smells like cheese. Turning brown. Every now and then, I wish I got vaccinated instead of mama dying alone. Turning brown. Every now and then, I wish I wasn't a midget with a drinking problem and kidney stone. That sound brown. Every now and then, I'm gonna fuck. That sound brown. Every now and then, I rip a short, and I pushed too hard that night. And I pushed as hard as ever, and I had my pants too tight. It's on the internet forever, and the halos will never forget. Josh Moon always is wrong. I'll burn every fucking bridge far and wide. Even bastardize my son just to spite the child bride. You child bride! Don't know what to do. I'm always ripping shards. An alcoholic powder keg my assholes to spark. I'm really seething tonight. Ricade is gonna start a fight. Draxel's gonna fuck his wife. Once upon a time, Jim called into my show. Halos Vedic perfect marks. Since Robert's turned me gay, whenever I'm tipsy, I shark. Once upon a time, Nora lighted my light. My tampon breath has pulled us apart. I know it's not true, a total eclipse of the shark.
Why did you let Sandra die alone, Ralph? It's all karma for that.